Hail us, 11 Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K Universe Mode. We're here for another episode of Friday Night Smackdown. We're continuing our World Heavyweight Championship #1 Contenders Tournament, and tonight we have a Smackdown Tag Team title match coming up as well. So without any further ado, we're going to kick things off with a first round matchup between Sheamus and John Morrison. Time for our first bit of action tonight. Here comes John Morrison to the ring. Morrison making his way to the ring. Big opportunity for him. He was in the Money in the Bank ladder match a couple weeks ago, and now tonight he finds himself on the road to potentially being #1 contender of the World Heavyweight Championship. Out next, the Celtic Warrior. Here comes Sheamus. Sheamus making his way to the ring. It is a shameful thing as Sheamus makes his way to the ring. So, without any further ado, Sheamus and John Morrison are going to face off in this first round matchup. Here we go. They lock up. Morrison grabs Sheamus, and Sheamus quickly turns him around. Sheamus shoves Morrison back with a knee and plants him into the mat. And Morrison trying to get back to his feet, and Sheamus, clotheslines Morrison. And now Sheamus picking John Morrison back up to his feet with a headbutt. And Sheamus now, here comes Morrison, knee strike to John Morrison, knocks him down. And Sheamus picking him back up to his feet. Sheamus with another headbutt, knocks back Morrison. Morrison with a right hand. Morrison now pops Sheamus up, Hurricane Rana takes him down. And now Sheamus gets caught. Head scissor from Morrison. Morrison with some elbow strikes now. Knocks down Sheamus. And now John Morrison stands over Sheamus. And boot to the back of the head from Morrison. Morrison now picks up Sheamus. Sheamus shoulder blocks him. And now Sheamus picking Morrison back up to his feet. And Sheamus with a right hand to John Morrison. Sheamus gets kicked in the ribs. Morrison clotheslines Sheamus. And now Morrison grabs Sheamus back up to his feet. Morrison kicks him in the head. And now Morrison kicks the back of Sheamus. And another kick. John Morrison picks Sheamus back up to his feet, and John Morrison went for a right. Sheamus counters. Sheamus knocks him into the ropes. And Sheamus now picks up Morrison, bounces him off the ropes. And Sheamus picks up John Morrison again. Sheamus, double axe handle. Morrison rolling out onto the bottom rope. That's not a good place to be, John. Sheamus, gets caught. I think he was looking for 10 beats in the battle. And now, John Morrison with a right hand. And catches Sheamus with a chop. Morrison takes him down. And now John Morrison with a kick to Sheamus. Sheamus now picked back up by John Morrison, and Sheamus in some trouble here as Morrison throws him across the ring into the corner. Morrison, went for a drop kick. Sheamus out of the way. Sheamus with a double axe handle. Takes down the Prince of Parkour. And now Sheamus picks him up, and Sheamus kicks him in the ribs. Sheamus, right hand, and another. Knocks back Morrison. Went for a headbutt. Knocks him back, though. Morrison with a drop kick. And now John Morrison. Sheamus rolls into the bottom rope. Sheamus pulling himself back up to the top. Sheamus back to his feet. Morrison for a right. There's a counter. Sheamus back into the ring now. Sheamus uppercut to Morrison. And now Sheamus with an uppercut again. Takes John Morrison back up to his feet, and Sheamus Grabs Morrison, gets kicked out at the knee though. John Morrison going out to the knee of Sheamus. Morrison, kick to the knee again, knocks him in the corner. In universe, Morrison is a former US and Smackdown Tag Team Champion, where Sheamus has yet to win a championship here in universe mode. Morrison, one of the few people to win multiple different championships. Now John Morrison went for a right, Sheamus counter. Sheamus, double axe handle, takes down John. And now Sheamus picks him back up to his feet, and Sheamus grabs John Morrison. Irish curse backbreaker, but he's hanging on. Another Irish curse backbreaker. And one more for good measure. John Morrison goes down in a heap. And now Sheamus. One thing left to do. Sheamus calling up Morrison. Morrison staggering back to his feet, and Sheamus gonna look for Brogue. The Brogue kick connects. 1, 2. Oh, Morrison just kicked out. John Morrison just somehow kicked out of the Brogue kick. Now Sheamus picks him back up to his feet, and Sheamus, right hand, no. Knocked back by Morrison. Morrison puts him in the ropes. Morrison with Sheamus. Throws him over the through the ropes. Morrison. Oh, right hand to Sheamus. And a kick. And a right. And a kick. And a right. And Sheamus falls back into the ring. And now Morrison picks him back up to his feet. And John Morrison turns Sheamus around. Morrison plants him with a knee into a neck breaker. And now John Morrison standing over the fallen Sheamus, calling Sheamus back up to his feet. Morrison. Kick to the ribs. No, Sheamus counters. Sheamus went for a double axe handle. Morrison counters. And now Morrison into a cover on Sheamus. 1, 2. No, Sheamus kicks out somehow. And now Sheamus is in trouble as Morrison kicks him in the back. John Morrison picks Sheamus back up to his seated position. Has him in a chin lock. Sheamus trying to fight out of it, trying to wrestle his way out of it. Morrison's got him though. But Sheamus back to his feet. And the Celtic Warrior knocking back John Morrison. Double axe handle from Sheamus. And now Sheamus picks Morrison back up to his feet. And Sheamus grabs Morrison. Uh-oh. Sheamus for the high cross. We haven't seen Sheamus do that move in a long time. But he pulls it out when he needs to, it seems. Cover on Morrison. 1, 2. Oh, man. Morrison just kicked out. John Morrison kicked out again. And now Sheamus picks Morrison back up to his feet. And Sheamus, what else is there to do? Kicking at Morrison now. Kicks him down. And now Sheamus picking him up again. Sheamus with Morrison back to his feet. Went for a headbutt. Counter from John. John Morrison grabs him. Picks him up to his feet. Sheamus counters. And DDT to Morrison. And now Sheamus picks John Morrison back up to his feet. And Sheamus, right hand, no. Counter from John Morrison. John Morrison clotheslines him. And now Morrison telling Sheamus to bring it on. Went for a kick. Sheamus counter. Sheamus with an uppercut. And now Sheamus grabs Morrison and slams him down. Sheamus now with Morrison back to his feet. Sheamus with a headbutt. Grabs Morrison. Sends him off the ropes. Sheamus went for a clothesline. Morrison, tilt-a-whirl, Hurricane Rana, takes him down. And Sheamus rolls out of the ring to recover. Now Sheamus trying to recover here. Back to his feet. Back to one knee, now back to his feet. Sheamus back into the ring. And Sheamus, oh, popped up. Hurricane Rana again by Morrison. And now John Morrison's getting all fired up here. John Morrison now picks him back up to his feet, and John Morrison, the Shaman of Sexy, with a couple of clotheslines and a super kick, taking down the Celtic Warrior. Sheamus back to his feet. Morrison with a super kick right off the jaw of Sheamus. Morrison may be going to round 2 just like that. Cover. 1, 2. No, Sheamus kicks out. Sheamus just kicked out. And now John Morrison picks him back up to his feet. And John Morrison with Sheamus into the corner. Morrison countered by Sheamus. Sheamus, double axe handle, takes down Morrison. And now Sheamus with Morrison back up to his feet again. And Sheamus grabs Morrison. Sheamus, oh, looking for white noise. Morrison finds the counter. Morrison grabs Sheamus. Here we go. Morrison knocks him off his feet. And now John Morrison turns Sheamus over, and Morrison with a stomp to the arm. And now John Morrison picks Sheamus back up to his feet. Morrison, super kick again to Sheamus. Picks him right back up to his feet now, and Morrison, no, Sheamus takes him down. And now Sheamus grabs Morrison, scoops him up, power slams him. And now Sheamus picks Morrison back up again, and Sheamus went for a clothesline. Morrison hangs him up in the ropes. Morrison with Sheamus, knee into the back. John Morrison takes down Sheamus. And now Sheamus rolls under the bottom rope. Sheamus now pulling himself back up on the apron. And Sheamus, oh, Morrison now went for a right. Sheamus countered. Sheamus back into the ring, and Sheamus headbutt to Morrison. Sheamus off the ropes. Double axe handle. No, Morrison countered. Morrison kick to the ribs. Morrison swinging neck breaker. Same way he won the tag titles alongside Miz earlier this year. 1, 2, 3. John Morrison is going to round 2 of the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. What a win for John Morrison. Wow. Just wow. What an opening contest as well. John Morrison knocks off Sheamus. On that note, well, let's just see what's going on with the rest of Friday Night SmackDown as Johnny Mundo gets the win. John Morrison, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact, Johnny Lucha Underground. I don't know. Johnny Name of the Week. A fantastic opening contest between Sheamus and John Morrison there. Johnny Gargano, the former Intercontinental Champion, returned to action as he knocked off The Miz. Gargano and Cesaro will have their final battle at No Mercy in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Intercontinental Championship. A bit of an upset here. Drew Gulak and Tony Nese knocked off Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day in tag team action. Sasha Banks gets a win over Sonya Deville. Up next, we're going to have the other first round matchup of the night. Daniel Bryan versus Bobby Lashley. And then the main event, Beer Money Inc. challenge for the SmackDown Tag Titles against the Hurt Business. So here we go with our final matchup of the first round of the SmackDown SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. The winner of this match takes on John Morrison next week in the semifinals, whereas we already know that Drew McIntyre and Edge will face off in the semifinals. Representing the Hurt Business, here comes the Dominator, the almighty Bobby Lashley, making his way to the ring. Lashley, the former United States Champion here in Universe Mode, was part of the Money in the Bank ladder match a few weeks ago. And now tonight, well, much like John Morrison, he's got a great opportunity here. He's someone that's never really been able to break through in the main event here in Universe Mode, but he could be one step closer to it in this matchup. He's taking on the former WWE Champion, leader of the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan. The crowd firmly behind Bryan tonight. He makes his way to the ring. Daniel Bryan versus Bobby Lashley. This will be a very interesting contest to be seeing tonight, as it is Bryan and Lashley one-on-one. Here we go. And Lashley immediately scoops up Bryan, and a knee into the ribs. Lashley kick to the back now, and Lashley, well, we call him the Dominator, and he's immediately dominating Daniel Bryan here. Bryan struggles back to his feet. Lashley with an elbow strike. Lashley now grabs Bryan, throws him across the ring. And Lashley now grabs Bryan. Bryan Knocks him back with an elbow strike. Bryan off the ropes. Bryan. Oh, takes Lashley off his feet. But Lashley right back up on his knees. Bryan with a right hand. And now Lashley grabs him, and Lashley with Bryan suplexes him. Now Daniel Bryan turned over by Lashley. And Lashley. Look at the strength here of Lashley. He picks up Bryan. He slams him into the mat. Turns him over now, and Lashley. Whoa, just punching Bryan in the head repeatedly. Down goes Daniel Bryan, and Lashley has him down. Lashley now drags Bryan away from the ropes, and Lashley turns him over into a cover on Daniel Bryan. 1, 2, no! And now Lashley. Bryan throwing a couple punches here. Bryan with a jab to the ribs. And now Lashley throws Bryan off the ropes, and Lashley turns him around, and swinging neckbreaker takes down Bryan. And Lashley grabs Bryan, drags him away from the ropes, and Lashley cover on Bryan. 1, 2, no! Kick out from Daniel Bryan. And Lashley with a right hand. Lashley dominating. Daniel Bryan with a spine buster. And now Lashley kick to the ribs. And now Lashley into a cover. 1, 2, no! Bryan able to kick out. And Lashley, well, posing up on the middle rope, but I don't think he sees Bryan. Daniel Bryan throws him across the ring. Lashley goes down in a heap. Bryan boots him down in the back. And now Bryan picks up Lashley, and Daniel Bryan grabs Lashley, throws him across the ring, into the corner, running drop kick. And now Bryan scampers back across the ring. Here we go. Bryan with another drop kick. Takes down Lashley. And Bryan now picking up the Dominator back to his feet. And Bryan. Uppercut. Daniel Bryan running clothesline. And Daniel Bryan with a double axe handle again. Bryan going right after Lashley. Daniel Bryan with a kick to the head. Takes down Lashley. And now Bryan picks him back up to his feet. And Bryan. Right hand. And an uppercut. Daniel Bryan with a slap to the face now. There's a kick. Here we go. Bryan with the yes kicks. Raining down on Lashley. Daniel Bryan kicks him in the head. Picks up Lashley before Lashley can fight back. Throws Lashley off the ropes. Bryan trips him up with a knee strike. And now Bryan with Lashley back up to his feet. And Daniel Bryan, the glimmer of hope is here, but Lashley tries to shut it down immediately. Puts Bryan up on the top rope, and Lashley with Daniel Bryan now. What is Lashley thinking? Up to the top. Bobby Lashley with Daniel Bryan. Off the top. Superplex. Takes him down. Lashley takes down Bryan. Lashley turns him over now, and Lashley into a cover. 1, 2. Oh, Bryan manages to kick out. And now Lashley. Oh, Bryan rolls through. Bryan gets caught. Lashley throws him right in the corner. Oh, Bryan out of the way. Bryan. Oh, tries to grab Lashley. I think he was trying to wrestle him down for the yes lock. Lashley down to one knee, but Bryan gets caught with a right hand. And another. And a third. Lashley's knocked him away. And now Lashley with Bryan. Off the ropes. Lashley pops him up. Spear! Oh, but Bryan stumbles back to his feet. And Lashley takes him down. Bryan kips back up to his feet, though. Bryan with Lashley into the corner. And now Lashley. No, Bryan. No, Lashley. But Bryan backflips over. Bryan off the ropes. Ducks him. Off the ropes again. Clothesline. Lashley's in trouble. Daniel Bryan grabs Lashley into that heel hook. He's knocked off so many opponents in the past with this thing. He's got it locked in on Lashley. Lashley could be the first man to successfully break out of it without having to tap out. As Bryan, booted in the head. And Lashley manages to get out of the heel hook. And now he's got Bryan from behind him. Bobby Lashley with Daniel Bryan. What's he thinking here? Oh, Bryan trying to knock him back. Daniel Bryan, elbow strikes, knocked back Lashley. Daniel Bryan went for a drop kick. Lashley saw it coming. Lashley with a right hand. Bryan ducks the attempted clothesline, spinning wheel kick. Bryan went for a kick to the head. Lashley went for something there. Bryan kicks Lashley in the head. Daniel Bryan, here we go. Calling up Lashley for the running knee. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan takes the slot in round 2. So we now know that next week in the semifinals we will see Edge versus Drew McIntyre and Daniel Bryan versus John Morrison. We have got a stacked tournament, don't we, friends? As Lashley and Bryan tore the house down there. That finishing sequence was just a thing of beauty. Lashley, that spear to Bryan, I thought that could have done it. Lashley fought out of the heel hook. Bryan and Lashley hit each other counter for counter. And Bryan hit the running knee. And in the end, Daniel Bryan is going on to round 2. A huge, huge, huge victory for Daniel Bryan. Main event is up next. Smackdown Tag Team Championships are on the line.
Subscribing on YouTube is both free and appreciated, but another way that you can support the channel, if you are willing and able, is on Patreon. The LS11 Universe Patreon is linked in the description of every video that we have on the channel. Patreons get cool rewards, like personalized thank you videos, their name in the credits of videos on the channel, early access to side series like GM modes and Road to WrestleMania playthroughs, access to voting on the bi-weekly watch-alongs, and a bi-weekly podcast hosted by myself and Ray, where you get to learn more about us and more about decisions made behind the scenes. If you want to support us on Patreon, it's very appreciated, as it both helps the channel and helps support Ray's unhealthy Dr. Pepper addiction. Woo! Now, back to the show.
It's main event time, and it's time for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. Bobby Roode and James Storm making their way to the ring. Roode and Storm making their way to the ring. So Roode and Storm getting their rematch for the Smackdown Tag Team titles. Here come their opponents, the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. Noam Dar, Cedric Alexander, The Hurt Business. Making their way to the ring, MVP accompanying them. Of course, they won those championships back at Money in the Bank when Cedric rolled up James Storm. So it wasn't the most convincing win, but it was a win nonetheless for those titles. So Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander, championships around their waist. MVP, very proud of his investments with these two, it seems. He formed the Hurt Business. So SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line. It's going to be Bobby Roode starting off with Cedric Alexander. Here we go. Cedric, immediately grabs him. And Cedric, throws him across the ring. There's a kick to the ribs of Roode. And Roode back to his feet. Cedric, Roode takes him down. And now Bobby Roode grabs Cedric Alexander. And Bobby Roode turned around. Cedric, leg sweep, takes him down. And now Roode is down. Cedric picks him up. And Cedric Alexander caught with an arm drag. And Bobby Roode now grabs Cedric and picks him back up to his feet. Bobby Roode with Cedric. Throws him across the ring. Tag made. Here comes James Storm. And now James Storm and Bobby Roode send him off the ropes and into a double back body drop. Beer Money now back on top. And James Storm. Elbow strike to Cedric. And now James Storm gets caught. Cedric takes him down. And now Cedric drags him towards the corner. Tag made to Noam Dar. And Noam Dar back into the ring. And Noam Dar goes for a kick. James Storm is down. Noam Dar picking him back up to his feet. Dar, right hand. And there's a kick. Noam Dar, no. Counter from Storm. James Storm swings him around into a neck breaker. And now Storm picks him back up to his feet, and James Storm grabs Noam Dar, bounces him off the ropes. James Storm, elbow strike, takes down Dar. And now James Storm grabs Noam Dar, drags him away from the ropes, and James Storm with a fist drop right in the head. James Storm went for a running neck breaker. Noam Dar out of the way. And now Noam Dar grabs him. Dar has the arm of James Storm, and Dar going up to the arm. And Noam Dar takes him down. Knee into the side of the neck. Noam Dar takes out the arm of James Storm. And now Dar drags Storm away from the ropes, back towards his own corner here. Tag made Cedric back in. They're doing a great job isolating James Storm at the moment. And he's turned back over now, and Cedric Alexander, sitting in here, turns over James Storm again. Cedric picks him in a seated position. Cedric working over the neck. Cedric wrenching back on the neck of James Storm, putting some torque on it there. And Cedric now dominating James Storm. Well, picks him back up to his feet. Cedric goes for a counter. James Storm throws him off the ropes. Storm, hip toss, takes down Cedric. And now James Storm picks him back up to his feet, and Storm for a right counter from Cedric. Cedric Alexander grabs him, throws him into the corner. James Storm, tag made, Noam Dar is in. The Hurt Business with these frequent tags. Double backstabber, takes down Storm. Storm crawling towards Rude, but Noam Dar cuts him off. And now Noam Dar cutting off James Storm and takes out the arm. Noam Dar now with a stomp to the back, grabs James Storm, picks him up to his feet, and James Storm in trouble. Noam Dar throws him in the corner. Dar, see anything in here, kick to the ribs. Noam Dar grinding the face of James Storm along the ropes, and James Storm goes down to one knee. Storm trying to get back to his feet. Dar out of the way. Dar, whoa, taken down by James Storm. Right hands come down. And now James Storm picks up Noam Dar, and James Storm, right hand connects. James Storm went for a clothesline. Dar countered. Dar with Storm right back into the corner of the Hurt Business. Tag made again to Cedric. And again, these frequent tags being made by the Hurt Business while keeping James Storm away from Bobby Roode is just genius. As look at the strength here of Cedric. Oh, pops him up into a cutter. Now Cedric Alexander with a kick to the back of James Storm. And James Storm trying to fight back. James Storm, oh, just falls down. Crumbles over. James Storm in some trouble. And Cedric Alexander, kick to the back. And James Storm, Cedric getting fired back up here. Cedric Alexander, kick to the back again. Cedric picks up James Storm. And Cedric Alexander, what's he thinking here? Puts him against the ropes. Cedric, kick to the knees. Grabs James Storm, sends him off the ropes. Down goes the referee. Oh, went for a drop kick. James Storm with a double stomp. Thing is, James Storm can't tag Bobby Roode if the referee can't see him. So, forearm strike from James Storm. As now Storm picks up Cedric. And there's a right hand. And a clothesline. And now James Storm picks him back up to his feet, and James Storm, right hand. And then another. James Storm firing away on Cedric. And now Cedric's caught him. Cedric Alexander turns him right back around. Cedric puts him up against the ropes, and Cedric grabs James Storm, throws him out of the ring. And now Cedric Alexander off the ropes, and Cedric with a wrecking ball drop kick. And MVP watching on. As now Cedric picks up James Storm. Cedric grabs James Storm, and Cedric Alexander with James Storm throws him back into the ring. And Cedric now, James Storm back to his feet, trying to go towards the corner of him and Bobby Roode, but Cedric catches him, knee to the back. And now James Storm again trying to crawl towards Roode, but he can't. He keeps getting cut off by the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business doing a great job making sure that it's not as back and forth as it was at Money in the Bank. And now Cedric Alexander, he sees James Storm isn't moving, so he's taking his sweet time here. He's going to the outside of the ring. What's he looking for here? Well, Cedric, he's looking to springboard, clothesline, takes down James Storm. Cedric Alexander with a stomp, and now another stomp. Cedric picks up James Storm. James Storm counters, and now James Storm grabs him. DDT connects, and now James Storm looks like he might have it here. Calling up Cedric. James Storm calling up Cedric Alexander. Super kick. I've been told the name, it's just slipped my mind, but it's fine. 1, 2, no, Noam Dar breaks it up. And now Bobby Roode looking to get rid of Noam Dar from the situation. And he does. James Storm, gets caught by Cedric. And Cedric grabs James Storm, throws him in the corner, and drop kicks him in the back. Now Cedric grabs him, turns him around. Cedric with the lumbar check. Lumbar check. And just like that, 1, 2, 3. Too little too late for Bobby Roode to save this matchup. Beer Money Inc. unable to reclaim the Smackdown tag titles. Once James Storm was in, he couldn't even make a tag. Just like that, Beer Money Inc. Their title reign is officially over. Your winners and still Smackdown Tag Team Champions. Noam Dar, Cedric Alexander, The Hurt Business. With all that said, I've been Xander. Now Roode and Storm, they've got to regroup. Roode helping Storm up, brushing him off. Well, it seems we're good. All that said, I've been Xander. Oh, come on! No! Glorious DDT! Roode just plants Storm. And on that note, I've been Xander. That was Universe.